First of all, the Elite, Kenny Omega, Nick Jackson, and Matt Jackson, aka the Young Bucks, are going to be taking on the House of Black for the Trios Championship. This was announced, I believe, last night on Rampage. I'm not gonna lie, I watched the Bucks versus Aussie Open with much interest. I watched Willow and Tony Storm tear the house down. I thought that was a fantastic match. Sort of trailed off after that. So this is, this is a match that everyone was expecting and is excited for. The House of Black have not flexed any muscle, really, since making their big return. I don't know what any of this, what this means, because look, you still can't discount the numerous rumors that existed around the departure or the alleged departure of Aleister Black, his wanting his time off and being done with AEW, all those reports. We're not going to rehash all of that, but you have to wonder: is this still a thing? Is this still accurate? I don't know. I am not around to see this. And then now, compounded to this, we have discussions about Kenny Omega and the Bucks, their contract coming up. That Kenny's contract was up in January. Like, this is all speculation, right? I just want you to bear with me here in my thought process. Kenny's contract would have been up in January, but they added time off to the contract. So now, like, there's no option that's been renewed. He's on extra time right now. So there's that little wrinkle as well that's being added to this whole situation. Where it's like, we've got contracts coming up probably in late fall with Omega, the Jacksons. I'm not going to get into that. We've got, contract things that might or might not be going on with Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black. So how will this hang in the balance of this match here and moving forward? Now, if the Elite drop the titles here, I think this is one where you can start scratching your beard stubble, going, this is an interesting little wrinkle amidst all these discussions about contract renegotiation, so on and so forth. The Elite have their titles removed because, look, if a guy or a gal is leaving your wrestling company, it's not a question that you're going to want to bury them, but you're going to want to use them, right, to put over the guys and gals who stay in the territory. That's a tale as true as time. Bryan Danielson on his way out lost over and over again to Roman Reigns. That's just how it goes. So, I mean, look, we're months away. We don't know how these negotiations are going. We have no clue, but we're months away. But it is safe to assume that the negotiations for contract renewal are ongoing right now. This might be a sign. I think, like, if the Elite drop the titles to the House of Black, I think that might absolutely 100% be a sign. Will it be a sign that Malachi Black, Brody King are leaving, or Buddy Matthews are leaving AEW if they lose the championship? See, I wouldn't be as cut and dry as that. I not as cut and dry, but I wouldn't apply the same level of logic because yes, there have been talks, but nothing quite as serious as what we've heard with Omega and the Jacksons. This is a match that a lot of people have been waiting for a long time, and people were like, well, this has no build. Not wrong, but we've also seen Tony, and especially in the case of the Trios title here, use pay-per-view matches to ignite feuds as opposed to the opposite, right? So not unlike, the most recent example with the Elite and their feud with Death Triangle, which was supposed to be a blow-off, one out of nowhere match on the pay-per-view, suddenly become a best of 7 series and one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest best of series of all time in pro wrestling. This might actually be a kickoff point for deeper shenanigans with the House of Black. This could actually be it. The truly only thing that I bemoan in this entire situation is not having more House of Black hitting the ring and having squash matches right and left with trios of jabrones. Have a little. Look, I know they did some work with QT Marshall and his crew. They did that months ago at this point. It's almost buried into our subconscious at this moment. It's not as if the best friends are on this incredible run that needs to be absolutely protected. Could have had a little spat there. Could have brought in, you could have brought in some former Trustbusters together, or Mark Sterling's crew. What do they call them? The Varsity Boys, the Varsity Dudes, the Varsity Club. No, I don't remember. But multiple opportunities for the House of Black to just come in and murder people decisively and feel bigger and badder than they are. Vignettes are fine. And I know the vignettes are very divisive with a lot of people. They're like, oh, I hate it. And I think it has a lot to do with, another guy in another company doing, dark, shadowy vignettes and then having spooky shit happen all the time. This is not necessarily the case with the House of Black. The spookiest thing they do is house lights off, house lights on. I really would have liked last night after the Aussie Open match, which was fantastic if you haven't watched it. After the Aussie Open match, when they all appeared, I think it would have been fun as hell for them to beat the shit out of the Elite right there. Wouldn't that have been fun? And then you replay that on Dynamite, like, hey, you asshats, look at what you missed on Rampage. I don't know. Because I feel like there's a tremendous amount of fan interest in this feud. But I don't feel it's getting like the booking support. And I'm wondering if there isn't political reasons behind this. We'll see what the result is, and we'll see what happens after. Because somehow, if I follow Tony's booking patterns, when he comes into a match like this on the pay-per-view that doesn't have much build, he has a tendency, and it's not straight across the board, but he has a tendency to continue the feud afterwards and continue building it, adding stuff to it. Regardless, see, we're here talking about what's going to happen after as opposed to what's going to happen I think this is going to be a fantastic match. I believe this could easily be match of the night. I think this could absolutely 100% be the biggest match of the night as far as work rate, drama, just an intense match. I think this could be it. Hot take, Warren? No, not really, right? not much of a hot take on this one. I think the Elite retain. And this feud stretches on. I don't think they're done.